It's time for some more algebra. Once again, this is a video that I'm uploading early for you. We're not going to be dealing with this till we get back from winter break, but when we do, oh man, it's going to be weeks of algebra. You're going to be so full of algebra that you're going to sneeze in algebra. It's going to come out of your nose and your ears. So much algebra, oh my gosh. Let's get started. Here we go. What value for z makes this equation true? Well, this is similar to something we've done before. We have 8 times 37 on this side, 8 times 30 here, and 8 times z over there. A little addition sign in between. Think about it. We have an 8 times 37, we have an 8 times 30, and we need this to be the same as that. Now that 30 is not quite 37. Everything else matches though. The 8 matches with the 8s. The multiplication matches with the multiplication. But that 30 isn't quite 37. What could we put in for z that the addition would help us make a 37? We've got 30, we've got 37. If only that z was a 7, we'd have a 30 and a 7 to equal a 37. And then both sides of the equation would be equal. It's not so hard if you can just look at it and just know that both sides of this equal sign have to balance. Math is balance. So 37 isn't quite 8 times 30, but it is 8 times 30 plus 8 times 7. 7 and 30, 37. Are you with me? That makes sense? Maybe you should replay it. Hear me talk it out one more time. Find the value of the expression. More substituting. No problem though. Substituting is so easy, you hope you get a problem like this. Z is 8. Okay. Put in the 8. Now it's 16 divided by 8. 2. Happy day. And you know what? If that Z was some other letter or a blank or a little, fill in the box type of thing, it's the same thing. Just plug in the number. Just plug it in and do the math. Meh. Once again, let's just plug it in. S equals 4. Okay. Booyaka. Plug it in. Do the math. 3 times 4, 12. This is baby step algebra, and it's time to learn it. And you know what? It's so easy. Just plug it in. Do the math. Finished. Thank you. How about this? This is a little more difficult because you have to really be able to read and understand what you're reading. Susan has 88 buttons. Thank you for that information. Miles has B more buttons than Susan. I underlined that because it's useful and important information. Choose the expression that shows how many buttons Miles has. Check it out. Susan had 88, right? We underlined that for a reason. And we want to know how much Miles has. Well, it says Miles has B more. What kind of symbol is more? Come on. Come on, it's addition. How much more? B more. That means we don't really know. Whatever B is, that's how much more. I mean, B could be 1, it could be 2, it could be 100. We don't know. But the important thing is that we wrote an expression that makes sense. Susan has 88. Miles has B more plus B. And you see that represented right there. So when you get problems like this, don't freak out. Just read the sentences and try to figure out what they're trying to tell you. B more? That's plus B. Plus B to what? To that 88 that Susan had. Booyaka. Read it slow, read it carefully, and underline important pieces of information. I bet you do better than you think if you're struggling with this. Which property of multiplication is shown? Yeah, there are so many properties of multiplication, but don't worry, this one's not so bad. When you see something with parentheses that would be almost the same without the parentheses, like use your imagination. Pretend that parentheses are not there. You'd have 4 times 3 times 6 equals 4 times 3 times 6. And when you put in a parentheses to kind of group things, like, ooh, I'm going to put together this 3 and 6, and I'm going to put together this 4 and 3. That's known as the associative property. It's not commutative. It's not identity or zero. Those are different. It's associative. It's a grouping property. And as you can see, if you take a look at this problem, grouping these numbers in any particular way doesn't really change the outcome. If you do 3 times 6 first, then get 18, and then 18 times 4, which will give you 72, I believe, it's the same thing as 4 times 3 is 12, and then 12 times 6, well, that's 72 also. So it doesn't matter how you group it, multiplication in the end is going to all balance out. Just know that when you see these parentheses thrown in, parentheses, 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 in a problem that would otherwise be identical on both sides of the equal symbol, that's associative. Alright, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Oh, almost forgot. Here's your pop guide number 2. If you want to try to get ahead. You know, it's not so bad. It's the same kind of stuff I've been showing you. You just got to figure it out on your own a little bit. Alright, see you guys next time. Get ahead on that if you're really eager to do some work over winter break.